We be live. That's what they say on Atheist Republic. Hello and welcome to anybody who's not here, because I don't see anybody here. But I know that people want an answer key to Weingreen's translation exercises, and that's why we do this every week, because we know that there are people out there who want this stuff. Um, this is Colton, and I'm Jason. We are going through exercise 14 of Weingreen's A Practical Grammar for Classical Hebrew. Before we get started, we'll mention this book because it's on our minds. Eleanor Dickey's Introduction to the Composition and Analysis of Greek Prose. Colton's going to be starting in a study group, or they've already started. It's going to be covering Athenadze, the Greek grammar book. Hold on, I've got it here somewhere. Beautiful, beautiful book. Athenadze. There are two levels of this book. If you're interested in studying Greek, it's the best way to go about it, I believe. And they're going to be combining that with the composition and analysis of prose to work through some wonderful Greek and to hopefully improve their knowledge of the language. I know it's not completely relevant to Hebrew, but I know that a lot of people out there who study Hebrew are also interested in Greek because of, scripture writings and stuff. What are you going to say?
I was just saying, yes, sir.
Yes, sir, indeed. All right. Well, let me pull this up on the screen, and we will start going through our translations. How about that? At this stage, here we are. We've got exercise 14 of Weingreen's grammar, and actually I read through the material leading up into exercise 15 and 16 because I wanted to see his coverage of the vital forms, and it was fun. It's very fun to read through, and so I'm looking forward to doing those exercises. So I guess I'll get started, and we'll work through them. The first one says, for all those people who are not watching, we have 0 viewers at this point, and I was hoping if we waited a couple of seconds that they would come in. It's been almost 3 minutes since we started. Number 1 says, Atahu Malki Velohei Yeshuati Ve'en Kamocha. Ata, you. Okay, so this is, it's talking to God, obviously. So you are, and the who is acting as a copula. What is a copula? A copula is the verb is, to be. Am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. But it is it's used to separate the subject from the predicate nominative. So in this case, you is the subject, and the predicate nominative is malki, and who is acting like a verb because there is no present tense for the verb to be. So you are my king, and God of my salvation, the God of my salvation, and there is not, or there is none like you. The word en is there is not, or there is none, and like you, kamocha. I would ask for questions, but we have a viewer. Who is our viewer? Say hello in the comments if you would. Go ahead and read through number 2 and give us a translation.
Sure. Abraham Yatzeh Mibeit Viv.
The verb is what? Not Yatzeh, but
Yatza. Sorry.
Yes.
Abraham Yatza Mibeit Aviv. U me arzo. Kidvar. Yeah. Kidvar Adonai. So Abraham went out from the house, and from the land, and from his land, according to the word of the Lord.
Yay. All right, great. According to the word of the Lord, Kidvar Adonai. Great. I tend to leave the vowels off of the word Adonai in these exercises, and I'm not sure why I put it on that one. All right. Number 3. Hamelech kara le'avdo המושל בכל אשר לו. המושל בכל אשר לו. So the king, Hamelech, called to his slave. So which slave is it? It's the one governing or the one ruling all he has, all that is his, all that belongs to him, all that belongs to him, to the king, or the one governing over or ruling over. Limshol is to govern or to rule. המלך קרא לעבדו המושל בכל אשר לו. King called to his slave, the one ruling over all that belongs to him. The word the one could also be who. The slave who rules over everything. And we've lost our viewer. Oh! Without them even saying hello. Number 4.
מספר 4.
What?
4.
מספר 4.
Sorry. Man, I'll get it right one day, I promise. Oh, בני ישראל עשו ככל הכתוב ספר התורה אשר קראו הנביאים באוזני העם. The children of Israel made or did, according, they did all which was written in, according to all that was written in the Torah, which the prophets said in the hearing, more suitable, but ears of
All right. The children of Israel did according to all that was written in the book of the Torah, which the prophets read or had read in the ears of the people. All right. Looks good to me. Number 5. Moshe Avdi met. Moshe Avdi met. ואתה תהיה לראש על ישראל תחת משה. So Moses, my servant, and Moses, my slave, has died. And you, that's emphatic, you will be as head over Israel instead of Moses. You will be as head of Israel, or you will become. You will be for head means you will become head over Israel instead of Moses, in Moses' place. I think we talked about Tapat Moshe, how it doesn't mean in modern Hebrew. We would say Bimkom.
Yeah.
In place of.
All right, number 6. Adonai Amar El Shlomo Bachalom Ki Sha'alt חוכמה ממני לשפוט את עמי בצדק, sorry, גם זאת נתונה לך, כי טוב הדבר אשר שאלת ממני בעיניי עד מאוד. Okay. The Lord, or Yahweh, said, in the dream. Is that right? No, it's not in a dream. That no, in a dream.
In this case, maybe because.
Yeah, thank you. I was getting there. I was trying to think. Yeah, because it's with the perfect. I know you don't like that phrase, but
And
yeah,
so this is a quotation, right?
yeah. Because you have asked wisdom from me to judge my people in righteousness. Even this.
Or this also.
Right, okay, yeah. This also is given to you for the thing which you have asked.
You froze up a little bit.
Sorry.
Or maybe I froze up. I don't know.
For the thing which you have asked for from me. Oh, for the thing which you have asked from me is good in my eyes. Is exceedingly good in my eyes. Is that how we?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm learning. Exceedingly good in my eyes.
Yes. Brilliant.
There we go. That was a long boy.
Yeah.
He's getting long with these.
Yeah, and I typed out the ones for 16 and they get pretty long. 17. אברהם לקח איתו אנשים מעבדי ביתו ומן הערים אשר כרתו ברית איתו ובלילה ההוא רדף אחרי המלאכים. Okay, so remember that et can mean the direct object marker or it can mean with. So in this case, Abraham took with him men from, we're going to say from among, right? From like some of the men, from the slaves of his house. Or maybe his household slaves. That's an expression. So men, it's not people because it's not going to be women. He's only taking men. Abram took with him men from among the slaves of his house and from the cities, which and this plural here, kartu, they, is the people of the cities, but we're going to say the cities which made a covenant with him. And on that night, Balailahu, he chased after or pursued after the kings. These are the kings who had plundered Sodom, I believe. I don't remember, but they took Lot with them and they ran north. And
Yeah.
so Abraham chased
sounds
after
right.
and killed them. And he had 318 fighting men with him. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sounds right to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elohei ha'amin hema eitz va'even uh, oznayim lahem v'lo yishma'u lahem v'lo yiru. Okay. So the God of those people,
Well, I don't see those people.
huh?
Nope, there's not those people. And God's are
Oh, the
plural.
gods of. Oh, okay. That was okay. Of those people.
The hema here is not ha-hema. Ha'amim ha-hema would be those people, those peoples, those nations.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oopsie. The
Yeah.
gods of people are they? They are tree
Hmm.
or wood and stone.
Yeah. The gods
Okay.
of the peoples, the gods of the
Yeah.
nation are.
Okay. I'm computing now.
Hmm.
Are uh, wood and stone.
Because they're idols, right? The gods of the
Right. Yeah, I got
peoples are wood and stone.
you.
Oznaim lahem,
Ears to them.
which
And
means yesh lahem oznaim.
okay, they have okay. They have ears and do not hear.
Velo yishme'u, which would be velo shom'im. They don't hear. Velo shom'im.
Yeah.
The yishme'u is the yiktol, right? And the yiktol often has a modal sense, sometimes even of ability. So they have ears, but they cannot hear.
They have eyes and they do not see.
Yeah, or they cannot see.
Cannot.
This is the sense of the yiktol sometimes can be the ability to do something. Like we don't so often use the verb yachol in the Bible. Yachol is he can or to be able. Ani yachol, I can, but it just uses the imperfect, the yiktol. They have ears and cannot hear. They have eyes and cannot see. Yeah. All right. Number 9. Drachai darchei tzedek v'torati emet. So my ways, drachai, derech, drachai, drachim, drachai, darchei emet, darchei tzedek. My ways are, we've got the word are is missing, right? It's void, the copula, missing copula. Drachai, darchei tzedek. My ways are ways of righteousness, or righteous paths, righteous ways. And my instruction, my Torah, is truth. And to say that it is truth could be interpreted it's true, but technically it's a noun. My ways are ways of righteousness, and my instruction is truth. Are you okay to do the next one, or do you want me to take a couple at a time? Because last time you were like, ooh, it's a lot to do one than another.
No, I'm good.
All right.
No, I've been trying to finish my food while in between. That was my big thing.
We had up to 3 viewers, and now we've dropped down to 0 again.
It's probably why, because I was eating on camera.
People just don't want to hear the Hebrew translation exercises.
Yeah, it's okay. They'll understand the importance later. Isha achat minashe b'nei hanevi'im kara el hanavi hene avdecha ishi met uvabayit ein iti davar li ulbanai. And one woman, one wife, we'll see how that goes, from the wives of the sons of the prophets.
And the sons of the prophets just means the prophets.
Yeah.
There's a real difference, just semantically between the sons of the prophets and the prophets. They were a group of prophets.
Right. They proclaimed to the prophet.
Oh, she called.
She called to the prophet. Thank you. I couldn't get through the Rolodex of different ways to translate that. And I was just like, called to the prophet. Look.
And then we have a quotation.
Sorry, that's probably a little bit overkill, but your servant.
You could probably just leave it untranslated if you wanted.
Yeah. Look, your servant, my husband, like a little apposition there, is dead. And there is not in the house with me. Okay. Well, and there is not in the house with me, or that's it.
You've left out the word not. There is in the house with me.
Is not in the house with me. I don't know.
You could say there is in the house with me nothing.
Yeah.
Like if you take the not and combine it with davar, which is natural.
Nothing in the house with me and my sons.
Okay. There is nothing in the house with me. That's et. And then you'd say for me and for my sons.
Okay. It's one of those things where, like, for me, I've been trying to read more just like in the language and not trying to translate and just trying to understand. So I've not really done like proper like written out translations since I was in school. It's one of those things where it's like I forgot that that's a skill too that I've not practiced at all. I mean, like other than doing this.
Well, you're going to be doing it into Greek, so that's going to be fun for you.
And it's going to be a lot harder for me too. But just one of those things just one of those things that I've noticed. Like I know what I'm trying to say, like, and not nothing. Like it's there's not nothing to me, to my. It's like I understand the idea, but it's like getting it into writing. Yeah, that's all. Just own personal.
Yeah, it's a different type of skill. Number 11, we start with an imperative. Kitvu. Kitvu et הדברים האלה al avanim gdolot. Notice avanim, even is feminine. Avanim gdolot. ויקראובם בניכם ובני בניכם כי קראת אדוני לפניכם את מי הירדן. The ויקראו It would look like "and they will," but that's not the normal way to write "and they will" in Hebrew, but it would be more of a volitional "and let them." So what we're going to say is write. This is write ye, it's plural. Write these words or these things upon big stones, great stones, and let your children and the children of your children and your grandchildren. The children of your children means your grandchildren. Read in them, that is in those words, let them read among those words that Yudevavhe cut off before you the waters of the Jordan, meaning that he made the waters stop flowing, he stopped the waters to make dry ground for the people to cross over. Write these words upon big stones, and let your children and your grandchildren read in them that Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, the Lord, cut off before you the waters of the Jordan.
Yeah. And just
you could make it a subordinate clause. Write these words so that your children and grandchildren might read. What's it?
Yeah. And I was just going to say, just for the viewers that we have or whatever, you might be tempted to think it's a Vayikol, other than he hasn't gotten to that just yet in the book. It's the next chapter. Just notice it's not a patach with a doubled first letter there.
Which this does happen in the Bible. It does have Vayikol, and it should always be interpreted as some kind of volitional or like a subjunctive sense.
Yeah, because I didn't catch that until you read it. Oh, look at that. But yeah.
And I separated it when I was reading so that it was clear. I said, כתבו את הדברים האלה על אבנים גדולות ויקראו בם בניכם ובני בניכם. Like ויקראו. I broke that because I want to, in speech, I want to hear the distinction between veyiktol and vayiktol. Vayiktol is the consecutive.
Okay. Did you hear me read 12 or not? Did I cut out?
No.
Okay. I cut out. V'hayamim ha'ele yemei chodesh hema. Hema. Yeah. Chodesh hema. Yeah. I'm trying to work on actually pronouncing the accents correctly as well.
I think I didn't mark the one up ahead where you'd read it. You read the word hema? Oh, it was marked. Okay. I didn't think I had marked that one before. Yeah.
And these days are like holy days. Again, that Hema is that functioning as that copula that we've seen time and again.
It's really common. Huh?
Is that something he goes over in this section? I've not actually read.
I don't know. I haven't really read this grammar book. I don't really spend time on it.
I thought you said
and I never studied it. I read 15 and 16.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it should be stated that the normal placement of the, I mean, if it's clear that like Hayamim ha'ele yemei kodesh, you don't need a copula at all. Hayamim ha'ele yemei kodesh. These days are holy days, or these days are days of holiness. So hema is added, kind of like an emphatic, but it's obviously a copula. It really is not. It's not necessary to separate between the subject and the verb, but hema can just be there as an emphatic. It's like saying Malki ata. You are my king, and the ata can be at the end of the phrase. It doesn't need to be at the beginning. Ata Malki, you are my king. Ata Malki is emphatic. It's saying you are my king. You are my king, not someone else. But Malki ata is normal. It's the normal word order that's unmarked. So the hema at the end It's just tacked on. It's not really being emphatic. It's just functioning. If we wanted to be emphatic, hayamim ha'ele hema yimei kodesh, like these days are days of holiness. Okay, I think that would be more emphatic. But anyway, it's completely normal to have that copula functioning hema at the end of the sentence. All right, 13. V'chol asher asa Shlomo v'divrei chochmato halo hem ktuvim b'sefer malchei Yisrael. Halo is like, so basically this has taken the subject of the sentence and pulled it out. Okay, so we would maybe translate it in English, and as to all which Solomon did, and the divrei chochmato, it could be his wise words, the words of his wisdom, literally. But it could be like his wise words. Now we've got that as to, or with regard to all, and it's the subject is pulled out to the beginning. Are they not written? What is the they? So you could ask the halo at the beginning. Are not all of the things that Solomon did and his wise words written? But it pulled the subject out. Are they not written in the book of the kings of Israel? Sefer Malchei Israel was apparently a document that was written and that was apparently brought in to parts of the text of the Bible, either the Kings or the Chronicles, probably into both. And it was a source that was used for the composition of those texts. So, as to all which Solomon did and the words of his wisdom, are they not written in the book of the kings of Israel?
Yeah. Okay. Takarnu et lachmenu asher akalnu b'Mitzrayim.
Achalnu.
Achalnu.
Not akalnu. Achalnu.
Yep. Yeah. We always do that. Remembered our
Lechem.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure if food or bread was. I'll just go food, which we ate. Mitzrayim in Egypt. And
Remember the food was created in Egypt was bread. Sure. זכרנו את לחמנו אשר אכלנו במצרים. We remembered the bread, or our bread that we ate in Egypt. Yeah, because they were mad that they were starving in the desert. You brought us out into this desert to starve us. And an accusation and complaint against Moses. All right, 15. והספרים האלה שמורים המה, the hema is the copula, בהיכל המלך. והספרים האלה שמורים המה בהיכל המלך. And these books are, that's the hema, kept or preserved in the king's palace. Preserved, guarded, protected, that kind of thing. Amor. There is another word for lishmor, and that is limsor. Limsor, natsara.
Yes, okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so limsor, the participle would be notzer, one who guards, shomer, notzer. And I think that this is where the word for Christian came from, by the way. Because I think that originally Christianity, they called it the way. In Greek, Ehodos, but I think in Hebrew it's called Haderech. Haderech, the way. And the ones who keep the way, the keepers of the way, are Notzrei Haderech. Notzrei Haderech, and it just became Notzrim, keepers. Notzrim is the word that we use for Christians. Yeshua Notzri. So I think that's where the word came from.
Where have you seen
the ones who keep the way?
Where have you seen that? Notzrei or Notzrim?
That's the standard Hebrew word for a Christian. Notzri.
Oh, okay.
Christianity is called Natzvut. In Hebrew, that's the name of it.
Okay, works for me.
They claim that early Christians, there was a title for them called Nitzarim. Nitzarim, which is branches. Remember, Jesus said, "I am the vine, and you are the branches." Nitzarim. But I don't know where that was used. I don't know that it was Nitzarim. That's what people are saying. But I think it was Notzrim. Notzrim, the keepers. Because they thought that they were keeping the true way.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. And we see that in the book of Acts, too, that the movement of Christians was called Hehados. Hehados, the way.
Shemu et hadavar asher anochi korei ba'oznech. So we have another imperative here. So hear ye, hear ye. The word which it works because it's I'm sorry. The word which I am speaking. Sure, that's probably tell me.
Korei is less speaking and more crying out.
I know.
Because speaking is medaber.
Would proclaim work here?
What is proclaiming?
Proclaim?
Maybe proclaiming.
Do it.
Maybe it's proclaiming.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, 17. Amelech kara b'sefer et kol hamitzvot ve'et kol hamishpatim. Okay, so the king, Melech, read in the book all the commandments and all the judgments. המלך קרא בספר את כל המצוות ואת כל המשפטים. I am normally no, Muriel. Sorry, let me put the question up. Could it be reading here? No, not really. And there's a reason why. If you're reading aloud for other people to hear, then it would be the hifil, and it's makri. Makri. So, שמעו את הדבר אשר אני מקריא באוזניכם, I am reading aloud in your ears. But he's calling it out. Because he's standing in front of the people, and he's calling aloud, like God told to, he told Yonah the prophet, he says, Kum kra. Get up, cry out. Because he was supposed to go to Nineveh and cry out against the city. And so the word that he's crying out in their ears is what he wants them to hear. So I guess proclaiming could be a semantic equivalent, but the idea is cry out. If you're reading from a book, it's makri. Ani koreh, aval ani makri, like I read out to other people, like if I'm standing in front of. But then again, you do say that somebody who's reading the Torah is a koreh, a reader. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Yeah. That's interesting. But I would think that the hifil would be more for reading out of a book to other people. But, yep. We have finished the Hebrew to English. We had people in and out, I think. We didn't have a lot of participation today, but maybe people will watch afterwards. They couldn't come in the beginning. We will do the English to Hebrew for Patreon viewers. Those who have the link are welcome to join us and work through it with us. Again, I would remind you that next week we will not have these lessons, these sessions. They are all canceled for next Monday because I will not be able to be online. I'll be at work. So normally they give me Monday and Tuesday nights off. I know they gave me off Monday and Tuesday nights, but this next week a friend is on vacation, so I have to fill in for him. I don't have any choice. So it was a pleasure, Colton. Always a pleasure to sit with you.
Absolutely.
What do you think of these exercises?
Do it.
Are they getting more difficult?
The reading's still pretty straightforward. Like I said, my biggest issue is just like actually the practice of putting an English translation to it. Just rusty because I've not really done that a ton here recently.
Well, I'm kind of losing you. I think you cut out. I hope it's not me that's cutting out. I don't know.
No, I don't think it's you because I've heard you the whole time.
All right, cool. All right, so whoever's got the link for Patreon for the English to Hebrew, we'll be glad to see you, and we'll meet you on the other side. We got about 20 minutes, but I think we might maybe we'll start early or just hang out here for a while. I don't know. Should we cut out the stream or we'll just let it play and we'll just hang out and talk?
No, you whatever. It's cool with me.
I don't know. We've only got 2 viewers. Maybe we'll let them decide if they want to talk about something.
Yeah.
We could go into the Greek stuff. Maybe we'll cut it off and you and I will look at Dickie. What do you say?
That'll work.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Or not next week, the week after. That would be on the 18th of March. That's our next session. And then again, 25th, we'll have Henry with us for Joshua. So that'll be cool. We'll see you guys later. Thanks so much.
Bye, everybody.